Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome. Welcome to Me Time. It's Thursday, obviously, and it's Me Time with Adrienne Marks and Marina Nani. And I hope you're having a wonderful week. And I'm very excited because I've got some awesome things I want to talk to you about. I write articles for an online magazine called Watch Fit, and I did two articles this week. One was called letting go of grudges and bitterness. And the other one was about practicing the art of appreciation. And when I first started writing them, I thought they were two totally separate things. But as I was writing, I realized that in fact, one leads on to the other. When you let go of the stuff, then you can appreciate. Or when you start appreciating, it's easier to let go. So I want to talk about that tonight because as I say, I'm really so excited about it because I just feel that it's so important if you want to move on in your life. You know, the thing is that what happens in the world is that stuff happens and we get into situations where we have fights with people, we say things we don't mean, we're in relationships, we're in situations, as I say, and things happen. And sometimes what happens is we keep the feelings. So you get very, very angry or very, very hurt, and you keep it inside. You don't let it go. You don't let it go straight away. And is it builds up bitterness and unhappiness inside you. And the other person or the other people have gone on and they're leading their lives. And this could be from years ago, it could be from yesterday, it doesn't matter. You have to let it go. And sometimes it's very, very difficult because we like our stories, don't we? We like holding on to them because it's safe. We can say, oh, it's so and so's fault. We play the blame game. And it's too easy to do that rather than putting your hand up and going, okay, it happened. Maybe it was my fault. Maybe it wasn't. But the thing is, I have to learn to love and accept myself and move on from this and hopefully learn. And so by starting to let go of this stuff when it comes up, we start moving forward and we can start appreciating who we really are and what we really want in life and appreciating not just us, but you know, the blue sky and the sunshine and the fact that you've got a shower that works and hot water in the morning and a kettle that brews the water to make your coffee or whatever it is. If you appreciate all the little things, you know, what do they say? Wake up and smell the coffee, or, you know, enjoy the journey, or look at the flowers. That's all part of appreciating, because sometimes we get caught up in this whirlwind that we call life, and we stop appreciating the little things. And somebody once said, it's not the breath that makes up, that takes away. It's the moments that make up the memories, the remembering sitting on a beach with a friend and laughing, or having a glass of wine, or talking to a parent, or just little things, watching your child grow up, all sorts of things that are there, as well as all the bad stuff, the good stuff as well, and we forget to appreciate them. And you know, I've had several conversations over the last 24 hours about how quickly this year has gone. I posted a thing earlier today saying that it's only 3.5 weeks till our awesome awards event. I can remember when it was months and months to go. And I was saying to somebody yesterday, you know, about October, and I said, oh my God, it's only, you know, it's like 3 weeks away. And where has the year gone? And as you get older, the time gets faster and faster. 24 hours seems like 5 minutes. 1 minute is Monday, the next minute is Friday, then it's Monday again. And if we don't appreciate what's happening, if we don't appreciate the now, if we just keep living in the past and holding on to grudges and being bitter about what's gone on in our lives and being angry with people who've long gone and living their lives or just not around anymore, we're denying ourselves some of the pleasures of life, because life is made up of these awesome little moments, walking along holding somebody's hand, just talking and laughing and just being. And that's what me time is all about, isn't it? It's just being. And when you hold a grudge, when you hold bitterness inside you, not only is it bad emotionally for you, because we all know that thoughts turn into emotions, turn into action or non-action, and we know that. But it's not only the emotional part, it's physically. Physically, you can make yourself ill. Seriously, I'm not joking about this. You can physically make yourself ill by holding on to resentments. There is a school of thought that thinks that cancer is caused by building up bitterness and resentment. I don't know how true that is, but if you start to appreciate everything in your life, if you start to appreciate yourself and your body and your health, and you start becoming aware of what's going on in your life and really appreciating, as I say, just the little things, you know, waking up in the morning and thanking your bed for an awesome night's sleep, or looking at the sunshine and going, oh God, it's so lovely out there today. Whatever it is, living in the now. Forget about the past. You can't do anything about it. We all know that. We can't do anything about the past. But what we can do by being in the now is improving our future. There's no point going, well, you know, next week I'm going to do this, next week I'm going to do that, and living in the future. You need to live now. If you live in the now and the action you're taking, if you're letting go of this stuff, if you're looking after yourself in the now, if you're being healthy, if you're loving people, if you're caring about people that care about you and support you and love you, and you're not in toxic relationships, you're not in toxic situations, but you're in situations that nurture you and make you feel good, because that's what me time is all about. It's not being selfish. It's looking after you, because if you don't look after you, nobody else will. And so by looking after yourself now, having the right thoughts, being in the right place, letting go of the story, of the crap, the rubbish that fills your life, the past. As I say, you can't do anything about it. You can't change it. It's all down to your perspective. Just look at it and go, do you know what? It happened. It is what it is. I can't do anything about it. But what I can do is make sure that I'm in better relationships in the future, that I look after myself in future, that I'm careful when I walk so that I don't fall over, that I say to somebody, I love you, because you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. You really don't. And by appreciating those moments, by appreciating every single moment that you have, and you know, stuff happens, we all know that, you know, life is what happens, as John Lennon says, when you're making other plans. So you have to, you know, deal with each day. I mean, Marina and I have been having technical problems. I've had some with my new laptop. It's less than a month old and I'm having awesome problems with it. But it's like, you know what? it'll get sorted. And if it doesn't, I'll send it back and they can send me a new one. But you just got to get over it. This is what happens. But there's no point getting upset or angry about it. It's just one of those things. So you need to be aware of the good stuff and eliminate the bad stuff and say, it is what it is. I'm not going to let it upset me. And I appreciate the fact that, hell, I could afford to buy a new laptop. That was a good thing. Appreciate the little things. I can't stress that enough. And let go of the bad, let go of the grudges. Because, if something's really bugging you, if somebody hurt you or you hurt somebody, you had a fight with them, just if you don't see them anymore, if they're not around, maybe they've passed on, or maybe they're just not in your life anymore. Just see them in your mind's eye. Go into a very quiet space, see them in your mind's eye and say, I know what happened. It was half a dozen of one and six of the other. It was your fault. It was my fault. I'm not going to lay the blame anymore, but I'm not carrying this round with me anymore. And you know what? I love and I release you into wherever you need to go. You need to be at peace, but I need to be at peace too. And see yourself throwing them a kiss. See yourself sending them on their way, whether they are no longer of this world or whether they're just somewhere else. But just let them go. And it's such a powerful thing to do, to actually see them go. And what you could even do is when you see them in front of you, see them attached to you by a cord, almost like an umbilical cord, and see that cord and see yourself cutting it with a pair of scissors. See yourself and see them just sort of floating off, which might actually make you laugh. And just see them going. And it's like, bye. Bye-bye. And, last week I talked about the ballast from that keeps holding you down, the ballast of your balloon. And if you cut the ballast, if you cut the rubbish that's holding you back, you can get into your balloon and you can soar. Well, this is the same thing. If you see that ballast as the grudges and the bitterness that you're holding on to, the past that you're holding on to, because that's all it is. It's not real anymore because it's happened. So if you cut all that away, you can just soar into the blue. You can just move on with your life, because the only way to have a good and fulfilled and loving life is by moving on and accepting that stuff happens to everybody, whether you're the Queen of England or, a tramp in the street. Stuff happens, and it happens to everybody in different degrees. And it doesn't matter whether you've got £1 million or you've got no money at all. It really doesn't matter. It's not down to what you are, it's who you are. And when you start listening to your heart, when you start being and having your me time and letting go of your past and letting go of your grudges and bitterness and living in the now and appreciating all that there is in your life, whether it's a roof over your head, whether it's somebody giving you a hug, whether it's a bunch of flowers that you buy for yourself. Whatever it is, if you're loving yourself, if you're really having a good life and doing what your heart wants you to do, you know what? Things will get better for you, and people will be drawn to you, and life will improve because people will see your energy and your enthusiasm and your love, and they will think, I want to be with that person. I want to be around that person. But if you're walking around under this grey cloud all the time and worrying about the past and thinking about the future and really giving yourself a hard time and beating yourself up for rubbish that you said to somebody yesterday or 25 years ago, people don't want to be around people like that. People want to be around fun and loving and warm people. But when you're like that, when you're in that sort of frame of mind, you withdraw and you become cold, and there's like this cold aura around you. Whereas when you're loving and giving, there's light emanating from you and people want to be with you. And you never know, sometimes people are actually inspired by you as well, and they think, well, you know, I could do that, you know, maybe some of that can rub off on me. And that's what will happen. And you'll find that you've let go of this stuff, and a week or 2 weeks, a month, 2 months down the line, you'll suddenly think, do you know, I feel so much better, I feel lighter, I feel happier. And it's not something you've done consciously, but you've started just letting go of the, you know, of the ballast. You've started cutting the ties that are holding you down. And it's so important to have for your good life. It really is. And it's the only way to be, because we're only here for a short time. And as I said before, time is going so quickly, so quickly. You know, 1 minute it's January and the next minute it's middle of September. And it goes so quickly. And before you know it, it's too late. It's over and it's too late. And, you know, I know of situations of people who've not told somebody they love them, not said, I really appreciate you, not shown somebody how much they care. And then it's too late because that person's no longer there, or they've walked out the door, or whatever's happened. And it's too late to do it. So don't live your life with regrets. Appreciate what you've got now. Appreciate everything, the good and the bad, because as I've said before, you don't need fixing. You're perfect just the way you are. Let go of this stuff. It's okay, you know, it's okay to feel sad, it's okay to feel bad, but just let go of it. And you'll find once you let go of it, good stuff will start to happen, and miracles will start to happen, and people and situations and money, all sorts of good stuff will start happening for you, because it will come in at a rate of knots, and you'll be thinking, oh my God, where was all this good stuff before? It's all down to your perception. It's all down to how you look at it, because it was there.
Adrienne, I wanted to say how much I enjoy your show, because you become, each week after week, I've been listening to you all the time. I think I only missed one show because I was traveling and I had no internet connection. But other than that, I listened to every single word. And you know what? I'm thinking now, you are the Houdini of me time. And you know what I learned? I learned that the change you want in your life is not about changing yourself. The change you want in your life is about letting go of your old self, the one that was created as a result of a fake demand. So let me explain this. Each one of us is working really hard at pleasing others. And whether they might be your family, your friends, your employer, your employees, whoever they might be, your clients, is not even relevant. But the truth is that once you give that up, that's a very bad habit. Once you let that go of that thought that you have to please others, you have to fit in, you have to be validated, you have to be accepted. Once you get rid of that, everything changes. And look at you. You did exactly that. You are not just talking, you are experiencing what's happening when you let go. And then you are really, really brave because you are doing this all by yourself with no guidance, with inner guidance. And then you come on the show and you share as if you are teaching, but actually you are not teaching anything. You are sharing what just happened to you. And maybe our listeners don't understand that actually you are talking about yourself and you are talking about the result of your own teaching, of your inner teacher happening in your own life. So you are not telling our listeners something that it's academically correct or should be that way or that way. You are just sharing your own life as it happens. And what I want to point out is that the change you want in your life is not about changing yourself, is about delivering the change others want to see in your life first. So what's happening? I was looking at your pictures when we met last year, when you first contacted me. And there were the pictures of a lady who is trying hard to please others. But everything changed since. So you didn't change yourself. You are the same wonderful, bubbling, amazing, fabulous Houdini of me time. But what I understand, looking at the picture from last year and your latest picture, is that you change what you see in your own life. And other people see that now. So everybody can see that is possible because it's happening to you. You made it happen. You let go of the old Adrienne and you are delivering your true self. You are embracing your own truth and you do not, absolutely do not care what other people think of you simply because it's none of your job what other people think of you. And instead, now you are telling them who you are. And what is their choice? They look at your picture, they listen to your voice, they listen to your message, they put the two together, and they're thinking, blimey, she is right. And you are, Adrienne. You are absolutely spot on. Everything you say is not something you Google it, is not something you read about it. Even if it is that it's a quote or someone very famous said something 200 years ago and it's applicable to what you are talking about. Yes, that's somebody said something which fits perfectly well. But actually, everything you say is something that other people will repeat. That's your legacy. For example, you said many times, and I carry that with me, that happiness is an inside job. Yeah. And of course, in my mind, it's very clear that inside job means take the scissors, cut the whatever it is that is holding you to your old self, your old nonsense, your old past, your old unreasonable expectations about others. Because what it is nothing to do with others. You are you, and you are who you think you are. You are who you feel you are. And some people, they stop there. They stop at trying to think of who they are, but they don't feel it. And then when everything goes down, everything is like a house of cards, everything collapses. Everything collapses because how you feel inside is not what you show off. So for example, just to explain this, if you're feeling sad because you just celebrated your last birthday a month ago or less than a month ago, and you should have think, oh, I'm getting older, and you should have think, well, what I'm going to do with myself now, and you could have think, I'm done with life, and look at you, you are about to start life. You are about to discover who you are, and all this excitement, all this energy you bring in our lives, your listeners, is at least magic. It is contagious, it is very inspirational, and makes you think that if Adrienne can, I can. And that's all you need. You just need one proof that a crazy idea is possible and you could apply that to your own life. You just need to see one person that is in front of you and is sharing with you what happened to them. I think that without your me time each week, the world can't be enough, Adrienne. I really believe that what you bring at the table is that magic portion of extravaganza, of glamour, of madness, of great energy, of youthness. And it's not only that you bring all of that, but you put your name on it. You know who you are, you speak from the heart, and your message goes straight to our listener's heart. And is more or less what makes you Adrienne Marks, is putting the mark on your own time, and your own time is called me time, and is the butterfly effect. The minute you get to have a little bit, you want a little bit more, and me time becomes a way of life. And the most amazing thing about your show, Adrienne, is that it's Moorish. It's nothing heavy about, it's nothing difficult. You just need to listen in, just to understand that you deserve me time. Thank you so much, Adrienne. I can't wait to meet you on the red carpet. I can't wait to see where is your next broadcast coming from. I can't wait to hear what you are going to talk about, because I know you walk the talk. From both of us, until next time, is goodbye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.